So, a friend to Brian, Nicholas, he calls me and says, Charity, now it's done. What's the next step? He tells me that you need to start working. Then I asked him, do you have a place for me? Because it was very hard to go into offices knocking and asking for a job when, you're pregnant. People would be a bit scared, be like, it will be hard for me to carry on with a pregnant woman. Not because it's bad, but because there's some kind of mercy that is applied on a person who is pregnant. So I told Nicholas I can do anything. At this time, Nicholas was in a process of starting a new business. A new branch of La Grande Photo Studios. And he posted me there at one of the branches. And this was a big step for me. There's always some bit of light in every dark corner. So this was a good thing for me in this time. I was enlightened in a business. I got so much enlightenment about business because, I didn't study to finish. And I had just finished my certificate in photography and editing. So I needed more of the experience, and this is the place that gave me everything. If you know me as a person that is very good in business right now, it's because of that very day that I started working with Nicholas. He taught me I remember he used to drop me into a place and says, I want you to cut this deal and I want to make sure that you get it. And I had fear in me, a bit. I was like, how am I going to do that? And when I used to ask him, how am I going to do that? He's like, I don't know, but find a way of doing it. I want to pick you up when I know that it's done. I don't want you to call me and tell me it has failed. It really developed my strength and it kept me busy. I kind of forgot about whatever that was happening. And it was such a great opportunity for me. This is where my mind developed, my strength, my esteem, my courage. I became a new being. I became a new woman. I embraced the business culture in me. Even right now, I still carry it on. But it was from that day. At 6 months pregnant, I had become strong. I had grown into I had grown in business. I had so much energy, and I knew that I was going to get through this whole situation. Even my looks were a bit different, and I had so much energy. I was returning back to life. But all of a sudden, things changed where I was staying. I felt like I wasn't needed anymore. I think it's because, I don't know if it's my ways of, like how I used to behave as a pregnant woman, and maybe the loss of Brian also brought so much sadness in the family. And I felt like I wasn't needed in the place. And usually when I feel like that, I don't like to be in that very place. Never be in a place where you're not needed. It's not a good thing, because there will be a lot of friction between you and the other party. So either of you has to go away. So I decided to take a step and go away. To be honest, I didn't know where I was going. I didn't have a place in mind, but I knew that, If I go out there, I'll get where to be. And I called my sister. She was at home in like 30 minutes. She picked me up and I told them I will go to my sister's place. I didn't want to have any friction or any, exchange of words because I was annoyed. No. At this point of life, in the journey from the death of Brian to where I was, I had stopped blaming people because it wasn't their fault. Maybe they were trying to help. So everybody that I came across that acted weird, I wasn't judging them. I was focused on this that I had in my womb. That was my focus. And so I left. I told my sister everything, and she told me, you can stay here. But since I got another picture from where I was staying, I felt like it was going to happen every place where I would stay. So I told myself, I'm not staying at anyone's home, even when I didn't know where to stay. So I stayed at my sister's place for 2 days. But as I was coming, on my third day when I was coming from work, I felt like I didn't want to stay there anymore. Yeah, and I called my sister. I told her I was going to stay at a friend's place because I didn't want to annoy her. I remember it was around 6 p.m. and there's a club called The Posh. I just went there. People that know the place, it works 24 hours. I just sat in there. I was like, right now when I think about it, I feel like I was like a mad person. But everywhere that I was led to, according to my heart, that's where I would go. So I went there. I sat there until 5 a.m. I was just sitting there. Well, good people came along, and of course they offered me what to drink. I was just carrying on with the night. So when I went there and I saw that by 5 a.m., nothing happened. I mean, I was there, nothing happened. Like, I didn't face any danger. I was like, I think I can be here for some time. I didn't tell anybody. Nobody knew. Even up to now, I think a few people, and you, my viewers, know about this. And at 5 a.m., I got to my sister's place. I told her I had gone out with my friend. I showered, I wore my clothes, and I went to work. I did it for 4 days. And there was a girl who was a waitress, I remember, at the Posh. She came and talked to me. She said, why do you always come alone and you're pregnant? Because at this time I was almost 7 months. It was, popping out. So I told her a bit of the story. And this girl, I didn't even ask her name. She used to serve me a soda for the 4 days. She gave me a place where to sit. I think in life, there's always an angel in a place. We just have to take on the step to go to that place. Because I didn't have in mind that I was going to go to the Posh, find a person, but you have to learn to take a step. The rest of the story will be there. So I stayed there for 4 days. So on the 5th day, my friend Sharon called me and tells me, Charity, where are you staying now? I told her, at my sister's place. And she said, I called Patience and you're not staying there. So I took a deep breath because I knew she was going to screw me up. told her the whole thing. She said, Charity, you can't get to that time, to that moment. I told her, I have no option. I don't want to bother anybody anymore. I'm gathering my money. I'm saving the little that I have. When I can, I will rent a house. She told me, come home. Let's see what to do. She's this kind of a friend who will always have a solution. That's Sharon in my life. She took me in, but she was also married, so she could not take me in for some time. So Sharon calls the sister. She tells her, she explains everything. And she told her, she will stay there for a while. So I got my things from Patience's place and I went to Sheila to stay with her. On the first day, Sheila woke up, prepared me breakfast, and she treated me in a very special way. At this time, in my whole entire journey, I finally felt like I was at home. I felt a sense of belonging. I was very comfortable at Sheila's place because she was really so much more of a family. She used to encourage me. She used to bring in movies we could watch together. She was so caring. So I moved on with life. At my close to 8 months, 7.5 going to 8, one day, it was in the morning. I think I was off because I didn't work. And I was very heavy at this time. I received a call from Austria. I didn't know it was Austria. I just received a call and it wasn't a Ugandan number. At first, I didn't know which country. So a lady says, hi, Charity. Hi. My name is Annabelle, and I'm an auntie to Brian. I heard that you're pregnant, and the pregnancy belongs to Brian. I was like, yes. She was like, I've been really trying to reach you. And finally, I got you. So I was like, okay. At that point, I wanted to just hear what she's saying. After the whole journey of passing through, a lot of pain, things that I don't even want to talk about, I wanted to hear what she would say. So she said, I want to help you. I remember she said, I want to help you to bring Brian, his baby, on the earth in a good way, because he was a good man. I was quiet a bit. And after I answered her, and I said, okay, she asked me, where do you go for your antenatal services? Honestly, I had never got that question. I was all alone. I was doing my stuff, and I was going to the cheapest hospital around. In fact, a free hospital, a government hospital. She said, I want you to look for the best hospital that you want. These words were like not real to me. I felt like I was dreaming. I felt like, why? Why is it happening now? After all the sufferings and the toil I went through. But she kept on talking. She said, I want us to help each other so that we can bring that baby successfully. And the last question she asked me is, can you just send me your account number through an email? Oh, I was So I did whatever she wanted. I had always, passed via International Hospital, Kampala. It's one of the good hospitals in Kampala. I'd always admired it, and it's what came into my mind. I was like, I'll embrace this chance. I went there. No, at first I didn't go there. She gave it as an option. She gave it as an option. She said, do you think IHK would be good? That's International Hospital, Kampala. And I was like, okay, in my heart I was like, oh God, this is the hospital that I always wanted to, go there and give birth. And I said, it's good. So she said, go there, check out their prices and everything, and I want you to choose either private or semi-private. Hello? This was me that has been struggling for 8 full months. I felt like Brian was present, because this is the kind of life Brian wanted for the unborn, for his son or his daughter, for his child. And I went on, checked on the prices, everything. Honestly, I was scared stepping in the reception of IHK. I went there with so much. I was like, I wasn't trusting myself fully at this moment, because I knew I didn't have money. So I walked in, they gave me a very warm welcome, and I asked about the prices and everything. They gave it to me. They did everything so fast. And Annabelle told me, could you connect me to the hospital? So I connected her, and she could talk to the midwife. Do you know how that felt for me? I would go for my antenatals like a VIP. I would go when they already know about everything. And this was a bright moment. I felt like the sun was shining on me. I felt like Annabelle was an angel that appeared. I told you through my story that there's always an angel in every corner. You just need to take that step. If I didn't leave the place where I wasn't wanted, I don't know if it would happen. Yeah? So I go through everything, and successfully. At this time, life was really good. I could get money on my account every week. She had a friend that used to connect with me, give me whatever that I needed. Annabelle even took a step of getting a friend to make sure she connects. How is Charity? Annabelle was so caring. She was a sent angel. And in my life, I can never forget this woman. I remember there's a time I had a problem. I think that's the time when the baby is making a way. That's what they say in our culture, trying to make a way to prepare to come out. And I got a problem. So there was that quick response that she used. Hi Charity, are you okay? Should I send someone to pick you up? I had never received this kind of care. Never. And I was even glowing differently. I felt awesome. I felt like there was another energy in me. I looked so good even when I was pregnant, and I was so radiant. And she would take care of everything she even took care of the clothes for my baby, I didn't have to do anything for this baby after a hard struggle. Can you imagine the struggle I went through? Sometimes when you start the journey of hardship and toil, you think you're going to do everything. There's a time when that angel appears and all your toil, all your struggle, all your stress just goes in a bit. You don't even remember you went through it. That time I released soul, I forgave everybody. I felt like, this toil that I went through, it was worth it. Yeah, so on the morning of 31st of September, I felt the labor pains. Yes, I'll explain them as labor pains, but I didn't know by that time. But of course, you know, women out there, you know how it feels like. So I think they were labor pains and in the morning. So I didn't want to bother Sheila. So I just got out of the house. I got on a bike, heavily pregnant. I know it sounds weird, but yes, I got on a bike because I was very careful with the money that I had. Annabelle used to always tell me to save every coin that I had, because she used to tell me that she's there now, but she won't be there every day. So I have to make sure that I'm very mindful of my expenditure. So I used to do that. We rode to the hospital in 10 minutes. We were there. Got into the emergency room. They checked me and I was due. To cut the long story short, at 1 a.m. on the 1st of October, the baby came out. Oh, it was such, I felt like I had fought a good fight. I felt like Brian was back and they put Isaac on my chest. That was the best feeling ever. I looked at my boy. He was a reincarnation of Brian. The eyes, the face, the feet, everything was exactly like Brian. I cried a bit, thinking the reaction of Brian if he was there to see his prince being born, because he always wished he could hold him fast. He was super excited, but we were still happy that we had got another Brian. Isaac is now a grown-up boy, very sharp, having the same characters as the father. He loves singing like the father. He gives me so much joy, and I can never trade him for anything. The whole situation taught me a lot. It made me stronger. Isaac, he's my strength. He's the reason I wake up every single day and take on life as it has come. He gives me so much strength. I realized one thing. It's through the hardest times that you learn to be stronger, wiser, and better than who you were before that challenge. You don't have to give up all the time. Because if I gave up, I wouldn't have this prince. And I'll tell you one thing about Isaac. He is wise. He reads people's minds at 9 years. Right now, when I look at my Isaac, I feel so proud of myself. It's one thing that makes me feel like I feel so proud. I feel like if I had given up on myself, I would have robbed the world of this precious gift. I feel like I wouldn't have this so much happiness, this so much energy. And through this whole situation, I also learned to be wiser. People see me as a wiser person than before. They see me as a stronger person. My family too right now, it has so much respect for me. And it's through the hardest times that I went through as a young mother that I achieved all this. I became wiser, I became better at business. I am super. To you watching me right now, this is what I have to tell you. You're going through struggle. You might going through a troubled life. But I want to tell you one thing. It's not the end of the road. There is something that will happen if you keep pressing on. I kept pressing on every beat of the journey. You need to press on. You need to go to the next level. Sometimes you don't even know what will happen next. But should I tell you one thing? Just keep pressing. Don't you want to be proud of yourself? Don't you want to reach at the end of the road and you feel like it was all worth it? But this will come after that struggle, after pushing on, after getting stronger every moment, telling yourself that you got this. Congratulations for making it to the end of this amazing video. Subscribe, leave a comment, like this video, and turn on notifications so that you don't miss any episode of Magma Treasures. I love you so much.